Hi guys, Miss Onesi here. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy at home. I miss being in our building. I miss you guys so much, but I'm really glad we're able to do this, learn together, even if it's just over the phone, okay? So let's go ahead and get started for today. I'm gonna be looking at pages 108 and 109 of your packet and helping you guys out with those pages today, okay? So let's go ahead and look at our goal for today, or our learning target. So today's goal, we're going to describe the thoughts, feelings, and actions of a character in a drama to help us better understand what we read, okay? So remember, a drama is the same thing as a play. It's got characters, it's got setting, and it's often written to be performed on a stage, right? Okay, so I want you guys to make sure you're on page 108. Today, we're going to be reading a drama about an adventure. If you see me looking over here, it's because my packet's on my computer and it's right behind you. So today we're going to be reading a drama about an adventure. First, you're going to read to understand what happens, and then we're going to read to study the details that are going to help us describe one of the character's traits. Now, if you guys remember, character traits are who the character is as a person, right? We can describe them using adjectives. Are they kind? Are they bold? Are they thoughtful? Right? It's who the character is deep down. Now, there's ways we can figure out what a character's traits are by looking at details in the story. So, a character's traits can be inferred by looking at the character's feelings, actions, dialogue, and remember, dialogue is just what a character says, and their thoughts, okay? So we can look at those four things to figure out what a character's traits are. So today, on page 108, you're going to see we're reading a story called The Treasure. And let's go ahead and look at that illustration for a second. From that illustration, we can maybe infer that the story is going to be about a treasure map, right? Because I see a treasure map with an X on it, and there's a little girl reaching towards it. So it might be somebody using that treasure map. We don't know, but we're going to find out, okay? So at this point, I want you guys to read the play independently, okay? Go ahead and pause the video, and when you're finished, you can go ahead and start it up again. All right, now that we finished reading the story, I'm just going to ask you guys a couple quick questions before we go ahead and move on to our activities. You don't have to write these down, just think about them in your head, okay? Number one, what do Gus and Iris hope that the map will lead them to? Okay, I hope you were thinking buried treasure, right? Gus and Iris hope that the map will lead them to some kind of buried treasure. All right, number two. At first, Gus wants to go home for dinner. How does Iris feel about that? So Iris wants to keep going, right? Gus wants to go home for dinner, but Iris wants to keep going. All right, third and final question. How do Gus and Iris respond to the map flying up into the tree? Okay, both of them are afraid to climb the tree to get to the map. But then Iris begins to climb anyway. All right, now I want you guys to turn to page 109. So the Explore question on page 109 asks me to describe Iris and the treasure. I see the word competitive has already been provided in the chart as the first character trait for Iris. That word competitive means trying to win, trying to beat others, or trying to do better than others. I'm going to go back into the drama to look at Iris's words and Iris's actions to try to find evidence for that trait. Go ahead and look back with me, okay? We're looking for words and actions that show Iris is competitive. Okay. Well, I see here in line 6, Iris says, "We can't let Victor and Elsa beat us." Those words show that Iris is competitive, right? She doesn't want others to win. She wants to beat Elsa and Victor to the treasure. I'm going to write those words from line 6 in my chart, okay? So I'm going to write, "We can't let Victor and Elsa beat us." So this is your chart on page 9. It's going to look something like that. Okay, now I want you guys to go ahead and keep rereading the text to figure out what the next detail in the chart shows about Iris's character traits. Go ahead and pause the video now, finish that chart, and then press play when you're ready for the next question. So now I want you guys to just talk to somebody at home, or maybe pretend you're talking to me, and describe Iris, right? Point out details in the drama that helped you understand her character traits. What's Iris like, and how do you know that? Okay, we know a lot about Iris's character now. We've looked at details in the text to help us determine what her traits are. So now I think we can move on to number 3 on page 109. Let's go ahead and read that question together. You can read silently in your head while I read aloud, okay? Short response. Write a short description of Iris's character traits. Include details from the drama that helped you identify what she is like. Use the space provided on page 112 to write your response. Okay. So I want to challenge you guys, while we're writing this response, to use that RACE method that we always use in class, okay? If you don't remember, RACE is an acronym we use to show how we want to answer these type of questions, okay? So the first thing we want to do is to restate the question, okay? Second thing, A, answer the question. C, cite text evidence. And E, explain that text evidence. So when you answer this question, a really good answer is going to be about 3 to 4 sentences, 5 sentences if you really want to push yourself, okay? So go ahead and answer question number 3 using our RACE strategy on page 112. All right, friends, that was our last task for today. So thank you so much for working through it with me and getting adjusted to this new normal for school, okay? We're going to be having videos like this out about once a week to help you guys with your packet work and make sure we're going into 5th grade really confident, okay? See you guys next week.